this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
With no fees or minimums on checking accounts, it's no wonder the Capital One bank guy is so passionate about banking with Capital One. If he were here, he wouldn't just tell you about no fees or minimums. He'd also talk about how most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. Yep, even on weekends. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One, N.A., member FDIC.
Running a business is hard enough. Don't make it harder with a dozen apps that don't talk to each other. One for sales, another for inventory, a separate one for accounting. That's software overload. Odoo is the all-in-one platform that replaces them all. CRM, accounting, inventory, e-commerce, HR, fully integrated, easy to use, and built to grow with your business. Thousands have already made the switch. Why not you? Try Odoo for free at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you? Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark. There's Charles W. Chuckers Bryant. That makes us Stuff You Should Know.
And the heavy index finger of Matt Frederick.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Oh, yeah. It was like an anvil coming down on something.
Nobody pushes record like Maddie.
One of my friends has fingertips, just fingertips, that look very much like big toes all across. And they're big. He has big, huge fingertips is what you would.
So like the finger is just narrow and then it balloons up at the end? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Freakishly so.
He'd be a good bass player, I would think.
Maybe so. I'll ask him.
He should do that.
Chuck, do you remember we have talked about capturing energy, right? Because energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be captured.
Yeah, we talked about several ways to do this.
Yes. Well, one of the ways we talked about was by putting basically what amount to wind turbines underwater. And did
we talk about that already?
We did, underwater turbines.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We did, right?
I think so. It's hard to tell these days.
Well, if we didn't, that's good, because we're going to cover that again in this podcast. I think we did, because we talked about Verdant Technology.
Did we?
And they were the ones who put some in the Hudson. Didn't we?
East River, yeah, sure.
Okay. So they put some in 2006. It was, to wide acclaim. This is a huge project. They were going to just power large parts of New York with this technology. And they went back to check on them, and they found that all but 2 of their wind turbines were just completely in shambles.
Yeah. It's
one of the great challenges in underwater energy production.
Bingo. I have updates on them. We'll get to that later, though.
Okay. Luckily for us, right, because the ocean and, bodies of water are this huge untapped resource, mostly untapped resource of energy.
Yeah.
There are other ways to capture energy from the ocean, right, which is what we're going to talk about today.
Let's do it.
And let's start with the French, because apparently they've long known.
Dude, they're all over it.
Yeah. All of the major innovations that we're pursuing right now came from the French over the last couple centuries, right?
Who knew?
Yeah. Take it, Chuck.
Well, we should just mention the history. In 1799, a long time ago, a Franchi and his son,
who I could not find their names.
I couldn't either, but they had a pretty cool idea. They attached a big lever to the side of their boat, and when the ocean moved up and down, the lever moved up and down, which could potentially power pumps and saws and things like that.
Right, and that's capturing the mechanical energy of wave motion.
Yeah, makes
talk about
very
that
good
in
sense.
a second.
But unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, the steam engine came along.
Right.
And kind of rendered that. Unfortunately for him, his idea was rendered moot.
Right.
But thanks to the rest of us, because steam energy turned out to be a pretty cool thing, the steam engine did.
Yes.
About 100 years after that, another Frenchman used heat energy from the ocean to generate power, but it was not very cost effective, so that died as well.
Yes.
And then 1966, there was finally some success once again in France.
In Bretagne.
Yeah, and on the Rance River.
Yeah.
And it still operates today and is actually, from what I can tell, the biggest success, right?
That's, yeah, and it's because it's actually generating electricity.
Quite a bit, 240 megawatts, which is that's better than a wind farm.
And that's, yeah.
A typical wind farm.
Not quite as good as a coal-fired power plant, but it is better than a typical wind farm. And it is far and away, I think, the most successful ocean energy outfit running right now, right?
Yeah, well, that's on a river, though. Is it a tidal river?
A tidal river, yeah.
Okay.
So it's capturing the energy of the tide. There's also, you can capture the energy of the heat differential, right?
Yeah.
And you can capture the mechanical energy, right?
With waves. There's 3 ways.
3, at least.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because there's also the currents, underwater turbines, it's 4. I mean, the ocean's just lousy with ways to capture energy, right?
It's awesome.
Let's talk about waves. This one's my favorite because there's so much to it, right? There's mechanical energy that can be captured, kinetic energy that can be converted into useful mechanical energy. Basically, what you do is you want to somehow power a turbine or a piston to create electricity from a generator, right?
Yeah, and waves move thanks to the wind, create big crests and troughs. Mm-hmm. And at one point, someone looked at those and said, hey, that's pretty consistent. I bet we could capture that.
Right. It is very consistent. It's very predictable, right?
Oh, yeah.
Waves are found all over the place, so they actually can bring energy from other parts of the globe to you. To you. Top of the muffin, to you. Let's talk about how a wave comes up. Did you read this?
No, because you're the expert. You're the wave expert.
All right, so waves are the result of a transfer of solar energy to the water, to the oceans. Okay? So did you know that wind is really just a creation of solar energy, solar radiation, solar heat?
And that ends up driving the wave?
Yes, but it's interesting how it
ends up driving. No, I know. Sure.
Okay, all right.
Starts with the sun.
It does. It does start with the sun, Chuck. Thanks for that segue. The sun does not heat the earth evenly, right?
Right.
So there's different pockets of air, surface air, that are heated more quickly than others.
Okay.
They rise.
Yeah.
Okay? And as they rise, the colder air rushes in. And the movement of the colder air to fill in the space left by the warmer air, that's wind.
Okay.
That's wind.
That's awesome.
Okay? So when the ocean is pushed by wind enough, long enough, hard enough, fast enough, for far enough distances, waves pick up, right?
Right.
And that gives even more traction to the wind, so the waves just get bigger and bigger.
That's why a good storm will produce bigger waves.
Right. But what you have is kinetic energy pushing the water into waves.
Yeah.
And that kinetic energy becomes stored in the wave, right?
Right.
So the wave isn't a bunch of moving water. The water actually, as this kinetic energy rolls over it, it acts as a conveyor belt.
Right.
So it moves in a circular motion and delivers this big, dense amount of kinetic energy to you to capture if you have a wave converter handy.
Exactly. Dude, very nice explanation.
Was it?
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I think so.
It's been a little while since I got one right.
Shall we talk about tides now?
Yes.
Much to the chagrin of Bill O'Reilly, we do know what causes tides.
I'm glad you mentioned
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Bill O'Reilly didn't know that the pull of the moon, the gravitational force of the moon, is what creates tides. He didn't.
What's crazy is that the atheist was like, well, we don't know, but still.
I know.
He was a little flustered. I can understand.
He was flustered, but
he
I'm
had
sure
a real opportunity to be like.
Everybody that saw that was on the edge of their seat saying, say it, the moon! And the guy was like, yeah, well, unfortunately, no one stepped in there to correct him.
Right.
Haven't heard a response from him either. I'm curious.
Who, Bill O'Reilly?
Yeah. I don't think he's going to come out and address it at this point. He already looked dumb enough.
He didn't care.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then, you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like EFTs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC. SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Every great idea deserves the power to bring it to life. Meet the all-new Dell XPS laptop, the perfect combination of style, power, and performance, designed to elevate everything you do. With its modern, ultra-thin design, it's as stunning as it is functional. And the battery? It's built to last all day long, from that first sip of coffee to your evening wind down without missing a beat. And when it comes to performance, the XPS doesn't just keep up, it leads the way. Whether you're tackling your biggest projects or bringing your creative vision to life, it's built for editing photos, mixing tracks, and designing masterpieces. Powered by the Series 3 Intel Core Ultra processors, the XPS gives you the freedom to create without limits all day long. The Dell XPS proves there's no need to compromise. Style, power, and reliability come together in one expertly crafted machine. Check out the all-new Dell XPS at dell.com/XPS.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know what you're talking about, quickly, Bill O'Reilly was interviewing the head of the Atheists of America and said he explains God by the fact that no one can explain what causes tides.
The tides go out, tides come in every day.
And we can't explain it.
And no one knows why, I think is what he said.
So anyway, it is in fact caused by the gravitational pull of the moon, Mr. O'Reilly, and the cool thing about tides is they're everywhere all along the coast. All coastal areas experience 2 high tides and 2 low tides every day.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much on the button. The unfortunate thing is there's only about 40 places around the Earth where you can generate electricity from this, because the difference between high and low tide has to be at least 16 feet, and that doesn't happen everywhere.
So there's like 40 sites around the world that are suitable, right?
40 sites in the Bay of Fundy, I don't think we mentioned yet. That is where they're actually doing this. And it's a great place. Yeah, it's a narrow inlet, and it has the highest tides in the world, 50 feet, in a very short cycle. So in 6 hours, they can produce 110 billion tons of seawater flow in and out.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
So
it
that's
crushed
why
you or me.
Yeah, and they're actually generating power there at Fundy.
But what's crazy is that one we talked about in Bretagne, France, 240 megawatts. The Bay of Fundy, with that enormous transfer of seawater in and out, still only generates a 20 megawatt power.
Yeah.
20 megawatts of power.
A 20
megawatt power. Just one.
So one way they can do this, Josh, is with like rivers, with a dam.
Right.
They can build a tidal dam.
Right.
Essentially. And it operates kind of in the same way.
Which is how, buddy?
I didn't know if we need to explain that. Gates open up. It's called a barrage, or is it a barrage or barrage? Barrage. And the tides, when there's an adequate difference in the level of water on the opposite side of the dam, the gate opens and allows water to flow in across the turbine, spins the turbine, creates electricity via generator.
Right. So anytime you're talking about wave action or the movement of water, there's going to be some sort of turbine or piston involved.
Yeah.
Because that's all you need.
You just got to turn something.
And it's going to generate electricity.
That's so awesome.
It is.
It still blows me away that that's possible.
Yeah. But it's so simple, too.
Yeah.
We just have to figure out how to do it more efficiently. And then, we'll be able to come up with this nice grab bag of energy providers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ocean tides, Josh, into tidal currents is another way.
Yeah.
What are tidal currents?
Well, tidal currents are, what bring in the tides are the currents that are created by the tides coming in and out, right?
Yeah.
The problem with the tidal currents is that they're not constant. Like you said, they happen twice a day, in and out, each twice a day, right?
Yeah, too high, too low.
So you got 4 tidal currents if you're set up to generate power as it's going in and out.
Well, how would you do that, though?
Underwater turbines.
It's basically like a underwater wind farm.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Like 66-foot propellers underwater.
Yeah.
Spinning.
But that's what they put. Was it the East River? That's what they put in New York.
Yeah.
They had these in there.
Still do.
Yeah, well, at least 2.
Well, more than that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
It's paying off finally.
So, Chuck, that's electrical. As we said, electrical, there's going to be some sort of turbine or piston that is moved up and down by the movement of water.
Yeah.
Whether it's waves, currents, tides, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also thermal energy, right?
Big time. You want the stat?
Yeah.
The ocean, the sun provides the equivalent of 250 billion barrels of oil per day.
Yeah.
In the ocean.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot more
The
than
ocean
we
just
use.
sits out there and collects all this heat from the ocean.
I think in the U.S. we use 21 million barrels of oil a day.
And this is 250 billion.
Yeah. Now the problem is like that's across the entire ocean. That's across 70% of the Earth's surface.
Well, yeah, sure.
We don't
Can't
know how to
notice all
do that. We're still working with photovoltaic cells. Like, how does this work?
Right.
How do we make this happen? So that's as much as we could ever possibly capture, right?
Yeah.
But still, even if we get a significant portion of that and can convert it into energy, well, we're on easy street.
OTEC, explain.
OTEC is ocean thermal energy conversion, right?
Yeah, that's how they do it.
And there's a couple of ways to do it. There's a closed system, there's an open system, and there's a hybrid system, which is the open and closed system mixed together.
Yeah.
So with a closed system, you usually take some sort of low boiling point liquid, like ammonia.
Yeah.
Which has a boiling point of like negative 28 degrees.
Yeah, Fahrenheit.
Right. Which I don't understand how Windex works then. That's something I think we need to look up.
How Windex works?
Yeah, has ammonia in it, right? How is it
yes.
kept liquid?
I don't know.
Because I can tell you the area under my sink is warmer than negative 28 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I mean, but there's bottles of ammonia too. Just
Right.
plain ammonia.
Right. I guess Bill O'Reilly was right, Chuck. So in a closed system, you take ammonia, you expose it to seawater, warmer seawater, right? And it immediately vaporizes into gas.
Yeah.
As that gas expands, it pushes a turbine. There's another turbine, right?
Yeah,
Which
just like a steam engine would.
powers a generator. And then the gas is moved into another chamber where it encounters cold seawater and converts back into liquid and is pumped back into the original chamber again.
See, I love systems like this, where it's just a loop.
Yeah.
Stuff becomes vapor, then it goes back to what it was, then it becomes vapor again.
Right.
It seems real efficient. to me.
Closed system, right?
Yes.
Yes. And then there's the open system, right?
Yeah, and that's a little bit of a different principle. It's warm surface water, but they use a vacuum chamber. They remove all the air, and because of magic, when you do this, the seawater boils.
Is that Insane Clown Posse?
I think so. So it actually boils, and that produces steam, like pure water steam, and then that can drive the turbine, and then just like with the ammonia, you pump cold seawater back in, cools the steam, changes it back into water.
Right. And back again.
Back again. The cool part about this is they can create fresh water as sort of a byproduct, which is awesome.
That's huge.
Yeah,
because
desalination they've had a lot of trouble doing that successfully in a large scale, right?
Right. We talked about that in manufacturing water and some of the other ones. But yeah, if you create the steam out of seawater, they found that it's almost pure water, pure fresh water, no salt, and you can drink that.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're trying to figure out how to use open cycle systems and the hybrid system, which, like I said, combines closed and open systems. But both the hybrid and the open create fresh water.
Right.
And I think they figured out that a single 2 megawatt OTEC plant, either open or hybrid, could produce 4,300 cubic meters of desalinated water every day.
Wow.
Which is that I can't drink that much.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
You could drink that much coffee.
I do. Which is why I spill it.
Right now, unfortunately, OTEC systems aren't producing a lot of electricity, but they think that the potential there is pretty great. So people are investing in that at this point.
Yeah, that seems to be the one that's attracting the most investment dollars right now.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
What do you mean?
Like,
Why people are going that way?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's the most efficient, cost-effective way at this point. Who knows?
I think it's actually the most expensive, to tell you the truth.
Oh, really? Doesn't
Yeah.
mean it's not the most efficient.
It may be.
That's true.
But it's the most expensive, I think.
Well, right now what's going on is there's a lot of research and development happening in all these fields because they think the ocean is really where it's at.
Right.
We talked about Verdant Power. Here's a little update on their system. They are in phase 3 right now. They, like you said, they had some problems in the demonstration phase because marine environments are pretty rough on everything. Just ask anyone who lives on the beach with a car.
Some fish is like, I'm swimming here.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get to that. It is controversial.
I think we talked about it before.
But, yeah, that's true. In the demonstration period, though, they did produce a free-flow system. They produced, they called it excellent hydrodynamic mechanical and electrical performance, grid-connected power with no quality problems, fully bi-directional, continuous, unattended operation. So they don't even have some dude down there.
Right? I wonder how much that job would pay.
Yeah, exactly. In the end, they produced 70 megawatt hours of energy to 2 end users, and right now they applied for a permit basically in just a couple of months, or last month in December. They applied for a permit to make it real, and they're waiting on.
All of that was just fiction. They just wrote that story down. They're like, now let's make this real. Investors?
Right. Well, they want to do it, in earnest and not just demonstrate. And they think they're at that point now. So they're waiting on, I think right now they're waiting on New York City to say, take over the East River or this portion of it and do it.
So 2 megawatts?
70 megawatt hours of energy.
To 2 families.
To 2 end users. I don't think they were families. I think they were probably power plants or something.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not.
Because end user could also be like some guy with a hot plate, and he's like, hey, my hot plate's working just fine.
True.
Huh.
The UK is who's leading tidal turbine research right now, though. So hats off to you.
Is it the UK? I thought Portugal has something.
Well, no, they're all dabbling in it, Spain and Portugal, but the UK is currently ahead of the game in this kind of stuff so far.
Wow. Well, yeah,
Not
hats
the French.
off for sure. And yeah, they took the mantle from the French and ran with it, right? The French are like, come back. It's 2 accents for me to 0 for you today.
I know. That's a switch.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then, you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like EFTs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing, Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC. SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
Every great idea deserves the power to bring it to life. Meet the all-new Dell XPS laptop, the perfect combination of style, power, and performance, designed to elevate everything you do. With its modern ultra-thin design, it's as stunning as it is functional. And the battery? It's built to last all day long, from that first sip of coffee to your evening wind down without missing a beat. And when it comes to performance, the XPS doesn't just keep up, it leads the way. Whether you're tackling your biggest projects or bringing your creative vision to life, it's built for editing photos, mixing tracks, and designing masterpieces. Powered by the Series 3 Intel Core Ultra processors, the XPS gives you the freedom to create without limits all day long. The Dell XPS proves there's no need to compromise. Style, power, and reliability come together in one expertly crafted machine. Check out the all-new Dell XPS at dell.com/XPS.
So why is this good? Why are we doing this? What are the environmental advantages?
Well, one of the things we said was the with wave energy, right?
Uh-huh.
I didn't give you a stat that's going to blow your mind.
Let's hear it.
Wave energy alone, right? The kinetic energy found in the motion on the ocean, right? Could 0.02% of that, right? Could power the entire planet.
0.02.
I'm sorry, 0.2% of the energy in ocean waves could power the entire. Still,
wow,
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, yeah.
0.2, not 2 point anything. 0.2.
So what you're saying is we just need to be able to harness a very tiny percentage.
Yes. Plus, also the good thing about waves, which is why I throw my weight behind it, is compared to a wind farm, right? Mm-hmm. You've got 3 times the density, right?
Oh yeah.
So conceivably, moving at about the same rate as wind, 5 knots or something like that,
right,
you would have 3 times the amount of energy capable of being captured and transferred into usable electricity.
Yeah, it says a water current, ocean current, running 5 miles an hour can turn a tidal turbine 30 revolutions per minute, and that is very much more than the wind.
Well, and don't forget, I mean, we're talking about turbines that are propellers that are 60 feet across each.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot.
Yes.
30 times a minute, it's like almost once every few seconds.
They also run silent and run deep. So a lot of people complain about the noise of wind farms, the buzzing, the constant buzzing.
The aerodynamic noise.
And, they're underwater, so you don't see it as much.
But the funny thing is that's such a human-centric way of looking at it. Like, it doesn't make any noise because we're above water.
Right.
Who cares about what it sounds like below water? Surely placing these things in the ocean are going to have, a huge impact, right?
Well, and that's the downside. Might as well get to that. You can't just throw these things in the ocean and have no impact on marine life.
Yeah.
It's going to kill some fish.
Definitely.
Disrupt some spawning patterns.
We'll take an OTEC system, right? A closed OTEC system. If, say, it's battered about by a particularly bad typhoon, that closed system may not be closed any longer, and you've got a massive ammonia spill in a local area in the ocean. And that's going to kill some fish.
Yeah.
Right? Same with any grease that you might need to keep a piston moving properly.
Sure.
There's a lot of factors involved.
Yeah.
But conceivably, I'm pretty sure you could do a what are those called that risk assessment people do, like a cost benefit analysis.
Yeah.
Versus say something like a power plant is spewing out.
Right.
Right. How much? Couldn't you compare that pretty easily?
I think so.
And I wonder if the impact would be much less severe on an ocean environment than above ground.
Well, there's going to be an impact. You can't create electricity without some sort of impact on something in the environment.
It's like making an omelet.
So, exactly. You got to break a few eggs. So, I think the ideal is to find the minimal impact with the maximum payoff. Right now, it is not ocean power because it's still heavily in the R&D phase, which means it's expensive. But as the kinks get worked out, like the solar panels were, they're still expensive, but they were way more expensive 20 years ago because they didn't work right all the time, and you had to put more money into making them work right. But once you get the kinks worked out, it becomes a little more efficient, a little cheaper, so maybe it'll close that gap a bit.
Yeah. My money, and I think we should talk about why tidal dams, barrages are problematic.
Why was the problem?
Because they kind of captured my attention. Like, I was thinking, well, just build some electric dams at these 40 sites, and that'll help tremendously.
Sure.
Part of the problem is the whole point of tidal movement in a bay, or one of the benefits of it, is to filter out impurities, silt, crud, dead crayfish, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Sucked out and, turned into food or, filtered into the rest of the ocean, right? Mm-hmm. If you have a dam there that's making that more difficult or preventing that in some cases, the local environment around that bay suffers because the water purity plummets.
Yeah.
My money's on wave energy converters like Salter's duck.
Plus, we found out that dams on the Earth can potentially cause earthquakes.
Yeah.
Wonder if it could have an effect under the seafloor as well.
Yeah.
Learn the hard way sometimes.
We definitely do. Actually, that's the only way humans learn, Chuck.
The hard way?
Yeah.
Okay. Agreed.
Well, if you want to learn more about Salter's duck, this mysterious thing I've just now mentioned, I would recommend you type that in, SALTER''S in the handy search bar at howstuffworks.com. Also, required reading for this one is Wave Energy. Type that in. And Ocean Power. That'll just bring up everything right there. Read those three and listen to this podcast and just start spewing out information whenever somebody's like, I love oil. Yeah?
Or coal.
Yeah.
You know what we need to do a show on is mountaintop removal, coal mining. Have you heard of that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's tough stuff.
Yeah.
That makes releasing lubricants into the ocean through an OTEC system look like nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, I said handy search bar already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listener mail.
Josh, I'm going to call this one of 100 or more ocular migraine emails.
I would say at least 100.
We've heard from a lot of people who suffer from these, and we can't read them all.
We're good now. We've got the idea, right?
I want to say to everyone that I'm sorry you have to deal with this stuff, but I picked out one from David in the UK because I like UK.
Did that email
residents.
have a funny accent to it?
It did. Hey guys, just listen to the migraine podcast. I'm responding to your call. I was first diagnosed with migraines at 14. I'm now 47. When I had an extreme form of dizziness at 14, it made me nauseous, prevented me from standing because the room was spinning, prevented my eyes from remaining still. If I looked to the right, they jittered. I've not had a particular episode like this since, but the migraine symptoms have changed over the years. Up to the early 20s, I would get tunnel vision. I could only see what I was directly looking at, about 15% of my vision. The rest was all swirly. Imagine looking through a scene through two highly polished steel tubes. From then on, it was the opposite. The subject I was looking at would disappear, but the outer part was clear. Imagine looking at someone 20 feet away. If I looked directly at their face, their head disappeared. The peculiar thing, I think that's peculiar enough.
Yeah.
The peculiar thing is that it didn't look odd until I thought about it, somewhat like a blind spot test.
Yeah, blind spots are very common with migraines, right?
I think so.
Well, sure, they're disconcerting.
That too. There's a very mild headache following an episode similar to eye strain, and sometimes a feeling which I can only describe as an empty space in my head that feels as though it should have a sign saying, headache to be erected here soon.
That's not a good sign.
It's not. Touch wood, guys. I have not had an episode in waking hours for about 4 years now, and notice no more morning symptoms, which I attribute to being on permanent statin medication for high cholesterol.
You know, here in America, we don't touch wood. We knock
it. So that's from David in the UK, and for everyone suffering from ocular migraines, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It
same
stinks.
here. Same here.
It sounds awful.
He talked about his eyes, when he looked to the right, his eyes trembling back and forth.
Yeah.
Do you remember that actor whose eyes like went back and forth all the time? He was in what's the one with John Cusack where there's a murderer? John Cusack, Ray Liotta.
Say anything?
No.
Oh, the hotel thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awful.
What was the name of the movie though?
Oh, I can't remember.
Well, he played the guy, like the bad guy in that one,
Uh-huh.
right? But he was also in a movie with Mickey Rourke.
And his eyes twitchy?
Yeah, that's just like what the actor was known for. Like they just move back and forth in a really weird way. So if you can tell me what movie that guy appeared with Mickey Rourke, right?
Yeah.
I want to hear it.
Oh, okay.
Right? I think we should. Well, we can't do contests anymore, can we?
You know, actors always list. Have you ever seen a headshot? They always list on the back their special things they can do.
Yeah, this
And
guy's
it's
got
always like
rapid
horseback
eye
riding, burp on command, accents. And this guy had eye twitch.
Right. It's crazy. I can't believe you haven't seen it.
I probably have. I just didn't notice it or something.
Well, if you could tell me what movie he was in with Mickey Rourke, I want to hear it. Wrap it up in an email and send it to stuffpodcast@howstuffworks.com.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com. To learn more about the podcast, click on the podcast icon in the upper right corner of our homepage. The How Stuff Works iPhone app has arrived. Download it today on iTunes. Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you?
The NFL playoffs are here, and Wild Card Weekend, powered by Verizon, is in full swing.
Man, it all comes down to this.
The stakes are high, hopes are higher, and everything is on the line.
My goodness!
It's win or go home, and every moment counts on the road to Super Bowl 60.
It's a touchdown!
Wild Card Weekend powered by Verizon. Through Monday. Visit watch.nfl.com for the full schedule.
These days, it seems like AI agents are just about everywhere you turn, every field and every function. But without identity, you can't trust they'll serve your business instead of jeopardizing it. Fortunately, Okta helps you get identity right by securing your AI agents' identities, giving you a single layer of control, a single standard of trust. So whether an AI agent supports a single user or your entire enterprise, with Okta, you'll turn risk into opportunity. Secure every agent. Secure any agent. Okta secures AI.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.